Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make the intro of a house song. Here's how it'll sound. So basically the main synth in the beginning of this intro is this pluck sound, which I made using Nexus. Although you don't need Nexus to make it, you can use any sort of synth. All you need to do is turn the attack and the release of the synth down all the way, turn the decay down quite a bit, and the sustain down quite a bit, or all the way to like I have it. And then all you're going to need is a filter of some sort, either in the synth itself or not. If your synth does not have a filter built in, then all you need to do is link the synth to your mixer and pull up a Fruity Free filter. Then you'll turn this Q down to about here, which is the resonance, so it's how whistly kind of the cutoff sounds when you're playing around with it. So the frequency is going to turn into the cutoff, and that is basically your whole sound. So it sounds like that with the cutoff, or if you have it in here, it does the same thing. So you obviously don't need Nexus to do what I'm showing you. The second sound I have is an ambient sort of pad I've got going here. Here's what it sounds like. I made this using Nexus as well, and if you have Nexus, I use the Lost Tempo pad. But basically all you need is a big sound that you can turn the attack up a bit on, and then you're going to need to put it in your mixer and add quite a bit of reverb. For this specific sound, I turned the decay up quite a bit on my reverb, and I turned the wet up quite a bit, almost to the top, and I brought the dry down a little bit. That's basically all I did. And I also added a flanger, and I set it to preset ultra fat chorus, and these are just personal preferences of mine. You can set it however you like. So this is what it sounds like without any changes, and then this is what it sounds like with the changes. If you agree with me, I think it sounds a lot more fuller, fuller, but basically it's just to your personal preference. The third sound I have is an ARP, and I made this ARP using Nexus again, but obviously you can use whatever you want. You can use FL keys, like a nice piano sound, whatever synth you want. It'll work with anything. And here it is alone. So that's basically the three main sounds, and the notes of all the sounds correspond to each other. So as you see here, I have E, C, and G, and then on my pads I have E, C, and G, and it goes down to D, A, and E, just as this goes down to D, A, and E. It follows along with it, so they basically are playing the same note, so it sounds better. And as you see here, the ARP is playing the same notes as the pads and the plucks will be playing, except these only play one at a time, and it's going up. Of course I could have had it going down, so it'd be, instead of like that. Next I added a kick, just a little sort of offbeat house sounding sort of kick. It sounds just like this. And all I did to that is on the second and fourth beat, I lowered the volume just a little bit to give it a little bouncy feel to it. It's just kind of something I like. And for transitions, I added this SFX that comes straight out of the SFX pack in FL Studio. Just bring it down here, and it's this one right here. And I really didn't do much to it. I just added a Fruity Reverb and a Parametric EQ. I took out some of the bass and the low sections, and then I took out the higher section and just left the mids. And I just gave it a lot of decay for the reverb so it lasts longer and fills up more space. So you can hear it still going pretty long. Sounds nice, I think. And the last thing I did is this cutoff envelope, which is connected to the pad here. You can look in here at this cutoff as it plays. And basically all you have to do in order to make an automation clip like this is you tweak this knob, or the knob that you're trying to make. You go to Tools and Last Tweaked, and then you hit Create Automation Clip. And then what you'll do from there is just mess around with the levels until you get what you want. And if you were to use the Fruity Free filter, if you weren't using Nexus, all you'd have to do is right click on the frequency and hit Create Automation Clip, and you would have an automation clip, and you just mess around with it same as you would if you had Nexus. And that is basically it. I will soon be making a tutorial on how to do the rest of this, which this is going to be the build up and then the drop of the house song. And if you'd like to see more, subscribe, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave comments, and I will reply. Thank you.